welcome to Beyond the Gym, Willow's Health and Lifestyle series, where we talk to our community members, our staff members, and also some experts around their journeys with regards to fitness, well-being, and health, and look at how we can get motivation, inspiration, and education from these different journeys within our community. I'm lucky enough to have Libby here with me this morning. Welcome, Libby.
Thanks for having me, Troy.
No problems at all. Libby's one of our staff members here at Willows. Libby, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role.
Yeah, so I've been working at Willows for a few years now, probably 2 of those years as a coach of group fitness, small group, and then also doing some gym floor programming. So I've been very lucky to dip my toe in a lot of different things here at Willows. So it's been awesome.
That's fantastic. And Libby, you work here at Willows, you have your own training, and you're also studying nursing.
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you fit all of that in? How is it? What's your time management secret?
Yeah. Well, I'm very lucky that a lot of my work is starts early in the morning. So most mornings I'm up at 4:30 to be here at 5:30, and then I have my shift here. I do have a good chunk of the day where I have time to study.
Yep.
And then often I'm back in the afternoon to take PTs or classes, and then also my own training. So it's just breaking the day off, and
That's an excellent way of looking at it, how you segment your day to allow yourself to focus on different areas. As far as your own well-being, fitness, training journey, is it something that you've always been interested in?
Yeah, so when I left school, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to go straight into music and then go be a high school teacher. I sort of went down that route and decided actually it's not what I want to do. So I was, I suppose, a little bit lost for a little bit, but that was okay. I continued working, and then it was actually during COVID when Willows kind of reopened that I joined as a member, and I just loved group fitness, and I decided I'd get into my Cert 3 and Cert 4 in fitness, and then some group fitness qualifications, just because that was something I enjoyed.
Yep.
So it probably came a little bit, later down the track, I suppose.
And within your own training, you're a great coach. You do small group coaching. You do group training as well. But within your own training, what's your focus?
Yeah, I love running. It's something in the last, I guess, couple of years I've given a bit more time towards. I also love the strength side of things. So definitely, as a coach, trying to learn as much as I can, and still continually learning and bringing that into my own training. So that sort of helps me a couple times a week in there. So helps me with my running.
And I know you completed a half marathon recently.
Yeah.
So when you were training for that, what would a typical training week look like for you?
Yeah. So leading up to it, I tried to run 3 to 4 times a week. 2 to 3 would be sort of shorter, more interval-based runs, and then once a week, a longer run. So it was something different. I hadn't really run those distances before, but it taught me a lot. It was a really good challenge, for sure.
Excellent. So, and this is a really good point, I think a really important point for our Willows community and our listeners, that you were training for your half marathon, you were using facilities within the gym for your strength training, but then you're also training outside the gym. So a fitness membership isn't just about always being at the gym, is it?
Yeah, that's right. And, part of that week also was using the virtual yoga studio. I should say the yoga studio, but within that, the virtual option that we have in there. So the stretches and body balance, there's some really good flexibility classes that I would just pop on, and if I was short of time, it would just be 15 minutes and that would be the end of a session.
That's a really good point. So obviously you were you had your running training, you had strength training, you just started to speak about recovery. So recovery was really important. And I think that's a really important point, that particularly within our Willows community, you have those options where you can do it at home as part of your membership portal, where you can do your stretching and you can do your yoga, meditation, whatever it may be. Your focus of your weights in the gym, which I see you do often, which is great. And then you have your running outside. So it's a really important message. Even if you're a runner, it's not just about running, is it?
That's it.
It's getting that balance of training. Is that a message that you promote within your own coaching for your clients and in your small group training?
Yeah, I have a couple of PT clients who love running, particularly longer distances. And while they love the cardio side of things, I guess I love being able to educate members around, like, that's your injury prevention. You're going to run faster. It's only going to help you in your running. It doesn't take over your running. Like, it's just there to complement.
I think that's a really great message, and something that's really important. And it's something that comes out in all the chats we're having, is that no matter what your goal is, you have to have a balance of training. There has to be the strength component. There has to be a cardiovascular component, recovery component. And nutrition-wise, when you were training for a half marathon, how did that go? Did you feel a lot hungrier? Did you?
Yeah, definitely. With more running, comes a bigger appetite, I guess. So that was normal, and particularly like with the strength side of things, just making sure that I was eating enough protein, particularly in like half an hour after, not being afraid to eat a bit more carbs. Like, that was really important. That's my fuel. So yeah.
It's once again a really important message, because we can get so scared about our nutrition and that extra fuel we need when we increase our training, but it's a natural response for our body, and our body needs that. We spoke a little bit about recovery, and you are really busy with everything that you're doing. Sleep-wise, how important is that for you?
Oh, it's massive. I know that's just when a lot of the muscle adaptations occur, like during sleep, and being able to just day after day train. Obviously, you have your rest days and things like that, but it's still something I'm working on. I guess being able to get to sleep early enough, but also like it's a fine balance, because it is sometimes it's hard to sleep if you're trying to get to bed a bit earlier, but yeah, for sure.
It is a fine balance when you're busy and training hard, and I find that with my business interests and my own training interests, that sleep component can sometimes be the one that you neglect at your own peril. So it is something that's really important. And once again, that's a part of the Willows community, the education that we provide within our members portal. And I'm not sure all the members often take as much advantage of it as they can. So there's sleep education in there, there's mental health, there's our meditation component. So it's part of this series is really helping our Willows community understand how many support mechanisms there is. Now, half marathon wasn't enough for you this year. So what's the next event you're training for?
Yeah, so in a couple of weekends' time, so Sarah, one of the other coaches here at Willows, we're part of a team of 6, and we're competing at the Turf Games at the Gold Coast. So it's a mixture of HIIT training, strength, there's a swimming component, and running. So it's a bit of everything.
Wow. So how have you had to change your training, start training from the half marathon you did earlier to this? When's this event?
So 2 weekends time.
Oh, wow. So it is close. So how's the training gone for that?
Yeah, I think definitely all the running has helped. Yeah. They only released the actual workout a couple of weeks ago, so we didn't really know exactly what was going to be there. We had a bit of a challenge? Yeah. There's actually quite a bit of running in there, surprisingly. So that was a good thing. I haven't done like a whole lot of swimming, but that's shared between all of us, which is great. Tried to incorporate one sort of HIIT session a week into my training. The strength as well, like that's something I already do. So yeah, that's kind of fit in nicely. Yeah.
All our chats that we have, the strength component is such an important component, no matter what your goals are, no matter what you're training for, and it's just an area we can't neglect, isn't it? What advice would you have on, and you probably talk to your clients about this, on goal setting? Like, how do you personally go about it, and how do you talk to your clients about that?
I love telling people that you don't have to be in the gym for hours on end, particularly as you're starting out. Like I say, 20 to 30 minutes, you can still get a lot done in that time if you're focused within that. Start small. If you're wanting to build strength, sit down with a coach and look at what your week looks like. So maybe that's 1 to 2 strength sessions initially, and then, like a cardio session, recovery. So everyone's got their own goals, but starting small, I think staying consistent with that.
Really important message. And once again, a consistent message that's coming through from the coaches around starting small, being consistent with what we do. And the coaches have been talking about, they don't program for their goals. It's really about programming for what the client's goals are, because everyone trains differently. Everyone has different motivations. So it's been great to hear how each coach goes about that. What other tips around, as a wrap up, what's your one takeaway you'd like to give to the members around motivation, inspiration, planning, etc.?
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question, but I think reach out to the people around you. If you're finding motivation is hard, grab a buddy, and they can be your accountability person. I know definitely running, I run in a group at least once a week, and that's massive for me because I know they're going to be there. And that just pushes me through, and I never regret it. I know I've got that person. So yeah.
That's a really good message, and one that's really important and often overlooked. Lib, I don't know how you fit everything in that you do. You are an inspiration, and you do give motivation to not just our Willows team, but all the members here. And I really appreciate your time with me this morning. Thanks everyone for joining Libby and I. I got a lot out of that. I hope you did. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks, Troy.